And I'm so glad that part wasn't online. Hi, everyone. Hello. I think we're a few minutes late, but I have a friend here with me tonight. I am not painting alone like last night. I forgot I have my microphone on, so I don't have to talk so loud. Jerry is here tonight. Matt's going to pan over and let you guys meet Jerry. If y'all can see Matt with Swiss cheese hanging out of his mouth. Jerry is local here in San Antonio, and you actually just signed up last night, right? Yes. And thank you. Yeah, she just signed up last night, and I said, oh, Matt, we have someone else joining us. So we've never met in person, and she's not even on Facebook, so that makes me even happier because that means that she got my email that I send out on Sundays, which I write on Saturdays. And I just wrote it today for tomorrow. So when you get it tomorrow, I already wrote it and already said you were here. Oh. And your picture is going to be in it, too. Oh, yes, Matt, if you'll get your phone out and snap a photo of us as well. So I want to say thank you all. You all are, I think the Internet's going to be tired of us. Now, I'm going to wait until I get this class finished as well and give y'all a little bit of time to start pumping out some of these flowers, too. But we are going to make with your permission, we're going to make reels and photographs and just be sharing online like crazy all of your work because I think they might get tired of sunflowers and poppies. And we were saying anemones. I was saying white anemones. But Jerry and I just noticed that something that I wanted to read to you is not an anemone, which I've always heard of a sea anemone, right? Isn't that a word? So someone specifically asked me to paint these white flowers for them. It was a request. It was for a customer. So the ones that I just posted a reference for you, by the way. I just put it in the group. So you'll have a paint reference, and you'll also have, I don't have it here, a drawing reference. So just the outline, I'll have that as well. Did I print that? Maybe that would help you too. Here it is. Let me give that to Jerry. So I have a reference like this as well for when we start drawing. And I'm sorry I didn't get it in there sooner, but I'm going to put this right up here for you, okay? Or actually, we can both kind of look at it, okay? So that's in the group. If you want to hop over and grab that, if you're somewhere painting with us and you want to print that out, go ahead and do that before we get started. But anyway, someone asked me to paint these specifically, and I was shocked that there is a flower called an anemone because I had no idea. But I just looked, and it's actually spelled Anemone. So it looks like anemone. Doesn't it look like that? It looks like anemone.
If you read it in there, I think it's maybe Greek background.
Okay, so I'm going to read to y'all. I found something that was the descriptive of that. And, here, babe, you're going to go to, I got to get you on. Okay, so it says, here, I'm going to let Jerry read it. Will you read this, and then this part is second. So I'll let Jerry read that while I get Matt signed on. Kind of, here. I'm going to pass off the mic. You can just hold it in your hand. Huh?
No, we could do that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is this good?
Good? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, the meaning of anemone. Anemone. Okay. The anemone has so many different meanings, so we'll start with fairies. Aww. Anemones.
We're just going to say anemone.
Anemones are a symbol of fairies and their world of twilight. Legend has it. Fairy folk are believed to hide in the anemone's petals and close them up when there's a threat of rain. Greek legends say that Anemones, the wind, sends his namesakes, the anemones, in the earliest spring days as the heralds of his coming. Okay, and then, and where a tear has dropped, a windflower blooms. Okay, some other common meanings would be protection against evil and ill wishes, the approach of a rainstorm when the petals close up, forsaken or forgotten love and affection, anticipation and excitement for something in the future, the death of a loved one or the loss of them to someone, protection against disease and illness, the arrival of the first spring winds, and lastly, bad luck or ill omens.
My favorite part of it was the fairies.
I know.
I really, really loved that. So I had to print that out so I could share that with you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jerry.
Sonia and Kathy are on. Josie's back.
Yes.
Pam, Bailey, Cindy, Greta.
Yes. Hi, Lucy. And I see you, Robin. Someone said they were having bad storms. Cindy's having bad storms, so she's not sure how long.
Send them down.
Bad storms, Cindy and Susie. Yeah, can y'all pass some of that our way? We were just talking about how miserably hot we are here. Cindy, thank you. It has been a really good 3 days. And we will leave this group open, y'all, for a few weeks so that you guys can just continue to share. And the things that y'all are coming up with are really, really amazing. I'm going to make sure that Jerry gets to see that since she's not on Facebook before she leaves. So, okay, babe, if you will take that, we are going to get started now. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? Someone did ask, where do you find the reference photos? I just posted them and then I pinned them to the featured section. So if you go into the group and you look right under the group heading, it says like photos, post, it'll say featured. There's a little section that says featured. If you click on that, it'll bring up any post that I've set as a featured post. It means I want you to see it. So it's under featured post. So you can find that there. But just like last night, and if this is your first night and you're here with us, please let us know. Like, say this is my first night so everybody can say hello. Some of us have been here 2 nights and some have been here all 3 nights. The videos are available at all times in the group so you can watch them whenever you want. And then when the group shuts down, I told y'all this last night, we will send you a link and you will have that link that you can go to the videos and watch them forever and ever. We house them on YouTube as a private video. So you'll get access to that. You'll get that through an email. So tonight I'm actually going to post whatever I'm doing right above me so you can see the finished while I'm also drawing. Okay? I went with light denim tonight. I'm not going to paint on any of the overalls that I bought. These are some denim jeans that Zadie had, so they're a smaller pair. If anyone is interested in these and would like these, or you know someone that would like these, they'll be available afterwards. They are probably a 4, like a 2-4. They're very small, and if I think they're listed like a 24 or something like that. Yeah, they're small.
Teeny.
Oh, size small, 4. They're a 4. Yeah, they're a 4. They're really cute. They have a little bit of a distressed knee here. They have a distressed knee and a little bit above the knee, distressed on the other leg. So I'm just going to paint my white flowers right above that. Also, before we get started, and I forget, Jerry, would you explain to them how surprised you are at the difference between the sanded and the unsanded?
It's just
Here.
no comparison.
Yeah. Tell them what.
Yeah, the difference between the sanded and the unsanded, it's just, there's a world of difference. I mean, they're just so soft when you sand them. They just feel really nice to the touch, but then the unsanded, the tactile is...
It's scratchy.
It's scratchy, yeah.
And I think people are afraid to sand because they see it starts to knock the color off.
No, you need to try it. You need to try it because it really is nice. The sanded one is really, really nice.
Yeah, and you can't scratch the paint. You can't lift it or scratch
No,
it.
No, it's into the fibers. It's
right.
into the fibers.
It's part of the fibers.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna. I was shocked.
All right. Okay, good. I know I said it. You know, I can't relay that online. I can't say, here, feel this. It's a huge difference, but it really is. So if we have time tonight, I'm going to sand the poppies we did last night and the sunflowers. I left them unsanded. And then someone asked me if I would do a video of the oil-based outline when I'm done as well. I bought a new oil-based pen today because I went and got one today because the one I had was starting to get kind of dull, and it makes a big fat line versus a more fine line. And I really like the fine line. So if you notice that if you already had one of these and you've used it a lot and you're outlining your flower and it's like super bold, but you want more of a fine doodle line, then just go get yourself a new one. And I still get the medium though. The fine, to me, the fine point on denim is too fine. It wants to just go up on the little weaves of the fabric. This one, the medium point is good, but to get a fine doodle line, it needs to be a new one. Okay? All right, so Sharpie marker in place for you and I both. All right, that's how we're Going to get started. Oh, wait, and our chalk. So you should have chalk in a little pot like this. Do you see one? You have a little pot? Okay, no, that's your pot. There it is. That's yours.
Oh.
So a little piece of chalk in there.
Oh, cute.
Get my little piece of chalk out. And we're going to go ahead and switch the phone over. Matt, if you want to bring it around. And y'all just talk away, ask questions. Matt will be manning the computer, and he'll be able to relay any questions that you might have.
All right, that's not it.
Oh, how nifty.
I don't know how this is different than it was yesterday, but it is.
The whole thing turns, babe.
Oh, that part does. I can't get the camera into the hole. I don't know. Where's the camera?
Here, I'll do it, baby.
Good luck.
Hold on, guys.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I didn't even move it. I don't know why it would have, why it changed. Hold on. That's weird. I think it was over here. I think it was like this.
Pretty close, but I think if we just slide the base towards you, it'll be good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you moved it.
Huh?
It went crooked again.
Well, I know. We'll get it. Hold on, guys.
The other direction.
Oh. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, put something on it for me, please. Perfect. There we go. Well, go get something out of the garage because I'm going to need all these. Is that heavy enough? Perf. Poof. All right, so down to here. So I'm going to need to pull these up just a smidge. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I'm going to do this one thing right here.
All right, to here. There we go. Okay, Josie, would you move your mic up your strap a couple of inches? Are you not hearing me as much? It's up really high. Hi, everyone. Okay.
It didn't move.
What?
Your mic.
I know, I haven't moved it yet. I'm busy. Now, the only thing is, though, babe, are they going to be able to see? They're not going to be able to see this.
Put that where.
I don't know why it's different
where you
today.
want it.
Maybe. No, I'm just going to let them watch me draw.
Raising it higher.
It's okay. Okay, so Josie wants me to move my mic up, but it's up. Josie, it's right by my...
Put it to your nostril.
I'm not clipping it to my nostril. And I also haven't had this so in my face, but that's okay. Weird, because we didn't move this. But anyway, okay, so let's get started, you guys. Now, if you will notice, they are very, very much like a poppy. Very similar to a poppy. The leaves are a little bit different. The stems and leaves are a little bit lighter on this flower. This is one, sorry, now I have so much here. This is a very, very up close of the painted version, but the leaves and stems were a little lighter, but they're very, very poppy related. But all we're using is white, gray, a deep purple, a little bit of a yellowy green, and a little bit of a sort of a farmhouse green color as well. And that's it. That's all there is. And then all of this background shadowing that you see right here is really just the denim that we're going to allow to stay shaded through the background. And now in the back of this one, we have two different pinks. I did a soft pink background. And then, of course, y'all know I love this Plum Crazy color. So we're going to pull in a little bit of Plum Crazy as well. When it's done, when it's complete, this is very, very up close. But from far away, it actually looks more white than it does soft pink. Here's a far away one, a little bit further away. So I think I'll use this one and this one for my own reference since I don't have these overalls anymore. Because when I painted these overalls, I had no idea I was going to have a class. I painted them and they went like super viral online, and I didn't know we were going to have a class, or I would have probably hung on to them. Okay, so I'm going to lay this out here for you too. So we're going to get started. We're going to paint there's actually a group of 4. So there's one up here that's missing. Maybe we should use this one. This is the one. So if you want to do a group of 4, you can. If you only want to do a grouping of 3, I suggest using these 3 right here and just leave this little bud out. So it's totally up to you. And I may do my bud. I think I'm going to kind of look at your placement on wherever you are. I'm probably going to put my bud up here. I don't know why I have my marker out.
You're going to go that high up?
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of circle where I'm going to put stuff. So I'm going to.
How low are you going?
How low can you go? How low? Just to the knee. So I'm probably going to do my bud up here. Another bud over here. I'll probably do my bigger flower here and my other bigger flower down here. I've really noticed, because I'm doing this online with you guys, that I've made my flowers giant. Like my poppies were giant and my sunflowers were crazy. But I think it's because I'm wanting to make sure that you guys can see. So I'm going to draw the flower that's completely in front first, and that's this one right here. The rest are kind of behind that. So we're going to draw this one first. So I'm going to start with this back leaf. And I put those circles there tonight. I didn't do that on the other nights, but that's just to sort of give me a better idea of what size I want to stay in. And so just follow along with me here. These leaves they kind of go out and then have a little point to them and back around. And I'm going to jump down. There's this one and this one, and I want to keep going around, but I'm afraid it'll be out of proportion. So I'm going to skip down to this one. I'm going to do the one below it. So I'm just going to paint out or draw out and around. Jerry, I'll hold this up for you.
Looks good.
And this one seems to go out quite a bit further, so I'm going to draw that out.
I think I'm making them too small.
Yeah, it looks hard to scale them, depending on the size of them.
It's all going to be good.
That's right. That's a good attitude to have. And they're also, and everyone in the class are so different. It's so cool to watch. Some people's are like super whimsical and crazy. Some people's are very refined and perfect. It's pretty cool.
That is.
So that's that. And I'm just going to kind of fill in this little middle here. So now these 2 flowers were closer together in this picture, but this one I think they're going to be further apart.
You're out of frame. Can't really see it.
What about the seam? Is that going to be a problem?
Not really. I would try to stay inside of it as much as you could. So maybe for you, do this, this, and this.
Gotcha.
And leave, just so you can kind of elongate things.
Got it.
When you set that paper down, will you do it by the knee instead of up by the pocket? So that it fits in the frame easier.
Well, can they see over on this side?
Or you can move the jeans towards you. Part you're not going to be painted on.
Well, I am. Let me do my leaves now. Well, I'll just bring it up. We'll do like this for them. Is this good? And then I put it like this.
Yes.
Is that good? They can see that?
Well, they can see part of it.
That?
If you go towards the zipper, you go a little lower. If we raise it, I think that'll fix it all. Yeah.
All right.
Bueno.
Bueno? Very good. So this one here, I'm going to go ahead and I think I am going to bring mine in a little bit.
It's going to be free form.
It's going to be free form.
Free form.
Here, let me give you, you need this.
It's okay. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be free form too.
All right, so I am going to go ahead and let mine overlap. I'm going to make it exactly the same. I'm going to try to stay a little smaller tonight. So if I make this sleeve attached where this sleeve is, just like this, if I do this, that makes that leaf about that size. So my center is going to be about right here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to bring this one out and do the little, it's got like that little jig point in it. Comes up to a little point and down. Here's another bigger one over here. And again, y'all, my reference for these flowers right here were real flowers that I found, just photos of real flowers that I found online. Not from a painting or a drawing. So these do tend to be, I feel like, a little bit more.
Terry's on. I haven't seen her in the last few nights, I don't think.
Is it Terry Niedermeyer?
Niederman?
Oh, Niederman or Niedermeyer.
Animal House.
I always call him Terry Niedermeyer in my head. Sorry, Terry. I thought she was on last night. She wasn't? I thought she was.
I don't know. I was in a bad way last night.
He was. He was.
That happens.
All right, so now we're going to work on this little side. Niedermeyer. Okay, so this little flower was fun because what I did was, it's in the shape of like a backwards C, sort of. So that's kind of how I drew it at first, was I just drew like the backwards C. And then I just went in, I drew this little circle in the middle, and then I just went in and started making these individual little petals. I really need a sharper piece of chalk. And the same thing for around the back, they just loop around, and that's it. And then you're going to have your green stem, which we'll do here in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to move on up. Can they see here if I move up?
Yep.
They can see this flower up here?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to do my upper flower, which is just a real easy, kind of shaped like a house, this outer petal.
They're talking about me and I'm right here.
Y'all are talking about me like I'm not in the room.
Wear a pledge pin.
Oh.
How do you remember movies like that? I have no clue. So this is just a little petal, a few petals that are kind of, this flower's trying to open up from its bud. And that's that. How are we doing over there, hon?
Well, I have the large one on above the smaller one, but it's fine.
That's all right.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's
we're
gonna
going
be
to check.
good.
Once we get it Sharpie markered, I'm going to check in with you so they can see.
Yeah.
All right, so now up here on this bud, I'm going to go ahead and do just some little leaves. And remember, we use the word jig, so we're going to just take the top out, and then we're just going to do little jigs back. And then that stem's kind of bent and down like this. And these stems are going to be open. Remember last night the poppy stem was just one stem. These are going to be open stems. So I am going to raise my pants up now like this, because I'm going to draw my stems here coming straight down. Same over here for this one. And then I can't forget that I have this flower up here, so I've got to bring its stem down too, which I'm only going to bring one down because it's directly behind it.
She says the leaves remind her of the Venus flytrap.
Yeah, they do. They really do. They're a little bit smaller, but I like them a lot. They remind me of sunflower leaves, honestly. To me, this looks a lot like a sunflower leaf. So let's do our leaves down here. So I'm going to put 2 leaves on this flower just like the picture. So this one I'm just going to kind of take up and over, out and down, do some kind of jiggy jigs like that. And then this one's going to show both sides. I'm going to start up here, I think. I like Jerry. She talks to herself like me.
It's and
same here. And she also calms herself down. It's going to be good. It's going to be okay. All right. So now I don't have to worry about that stem because the stem's going to be behind that. And then over here, same thing. We're just going to take this one here and just kind of jig out some little leaves. I'll probably just do one because that other one's going to get like way up in the crotch. And that's it, you guys. That is all we have to do to draw this out. I'm going to stand up and see how my Jerry's doing. Look at your leaves. I like them. It's good.
It's good.
Yeah. So are you going to do these on one side of the jacket and then go home and take the class and pick like the other one? Do maybe the red ones on the other side?
White.
Yay.
I'm gonna do blue over here.
Oh, cool.
Blue one some kind of way.
Cool. Do red sunflowers and blue poppies. Right? Because we can. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We can make them whatever color we want. All right, folks. Y'all know the drill now. It is Sharpie time. So Jerry's finishing up her leaves. I'm going to go ahead and move on here with my Sharpie. And I'm going to start up here with this little bud.
Melissa says you make it look so easy.
Or have you started yet, Melissa? You're not, right? You said you didn't have your paints. Why didn't you have your paints, Melissa? Is there something I'm supposed to have remembered and I don't? I hate that.
Just have to get in the flow.
I've been lucky enough to meet Miss Melissa in person as well. And that was a lot of fun. She's in Arizona. Bless you, baby. And then this one. I love this little flower. I like this little bud. I say bud and it makes me think of Sissy and Bud. Bud and Sissy.
What size point is the Sharpie?
It's just your regular, it's the fine point, but it's really worn down because I use my Sharpies every day.
They can use ultra fine or regular.
I really think the ultra fine is just too fine for denim and canvas. The denim and canvas is too rough and it catches. Those little tiny ultra fines get caught in all the little fibers. I've tried it and it didn't work for me. But this one is giving me trouble. I could probably use a new marker, but I'm gonna just forge ahead. So I'm going to go over it.
So we do the black after the chalk.
Yeah, so you do the chalk first, so you can fix your boo-boos. And white, no, let's see, what did I use? Oh, black marker on the dark denim. That was another. I was telling Jerry how much I suffered through last night's class. How many lessons I learned as the teacher in last night's class about the dark denim. And the chalk was fine, but once I put marker on it, I couldn't see because the chalk goes away with water. And so I just won't use dark. I'm just not going to do dark denim anymore. Unless, like she said, you can paint a whole white background first. I said I would bleach the area from here on out because that will keep it soft. If you paint the background, you start out with a whole layer of paint. Where we're going to paint the background here, but we leave the flowers open. So we stay with like one layer before we start building layers.
Oh, I see that.
So I think I would maybe bleach it.
Okay.
Because then it's still just the fabric,
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want it flexible as you wear it.
Right.
Yeah.
Melissa says she didn't order them until the other day. She hasn't been painting for a while, but she's back.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
We have a few less people tonight because it's Saturday, I guess.
I knew Juana wasn't going to be able to be here tonight because she was having, that her neighbor that housed us for the retreat. I stayed in her house. It's her 80th birthday party. I think it's her 80th. That woman, she's 40.
Michelle is here from the studio of Troy.
Hello, Michelle. We're just making our way through this flower that we don't... Does anyone know how to say this flower? Can someone look up the grammatical spelling of this flower, please? Because I've been calling it something else.
Not my forte. Need an English teacher. I think I drew one too big. Oh well. Let's see. That's okay.
How do you spell it?
Aneome. No. Anemone. It looks like anemone.
Yeah. Some challenge.
I don't know where it went. Yeah.
Anemone.
Anemone. Anemone.
I think it's anemone.
Oh, you were saying it right.
Anemone.
Yeah, not anemone.
Not anemone. It's anemone. Anemone.
It's funny how you make your voice.
Anemone hurt. I jumped out of the shed and then my knee hurt. Anemone. Gotcha.
That's without the wine.
We have not been drinking. We have not. All right. So,
Yeah, Laurel did the phonics here. Anemone. Thank you, Laurel and Luba. Yeah, it looks like you might need a new Sharpie. It's starting to fade.
well, you want to run and get me one, my love?
Yeah.
Thank you. Meanwhile, let me check in on.
Yeah, check because this one's kind of big. You think when I draw
No.
I should go smaller?
No,
No?
I don't. I think you're going to be good.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. What should I do? This
I
one?
would- I
I'm
wouldn't.
afraid it'll be too white.
I wouldn't. And so don't draw over it. And when you put your water on it, that's going to disappear.
Oh, okay.
Chalk's going to
Sorry.
disappear. Yeah. And your marker should be good. He's going to get me another. The Sharpies, they'll rub down. Plus, when you do them over chalk, they absorb the chalk. And so then they start to get kind of hard. And they don't put out as much. They won't put out as much ink.
They absorb it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So this one is better. Kind of weird that all the flowers we chose to do in all 3 nights have super straight stems. Like tall straight stems. The sunflower, the poppies, they all...
Just viney or something.
Yeah.
Makes it easy to draw.
They're good for... Well, I guess maybe I did that because they're good for pant legs.
Yeah. Put
Right.
you back here.
All right, so you have your Sharpie.
Oh.
It's time.
Where's my Sharpie?
Oh, wait. Did I not? I thought I threw it to you.
I just threw 2 of them down.
Okay. It's there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I gave you one, but hey, we'll give you another.
Oh, you did.
I mean, I just like to prove myself so that I know I'm not crazy because I have plenty of times that I am completely losing it.
No, I doubt it. It's just a
Oh.
mom trying to do too much.
All right, so I'm drawing my stems, you guys. I went ahead and was able to separate those. I just moved this one over, and then I brought this one down. So if I go up here where this one hits, if I bring it down, it should come down about right here. But I'm going to draw my leaf first, like this. And then I'll continue it below right there. This has a little line. Okay, and then this one was a little kind of funky. Like so. I tried Alexa again today. She only will come on and tell you she's found the station, but she won't sing. There's no music. She's on strike.
She changed languages.
She's speaking to me in English. Okay, babe, will you come open all these jars for me? Shake and open so I have everything. Right now, guys, we are going, if you're painting along with me, you are going to need a soft pink. We're going to do a pink wash in the background and with a touch of plum. So whatever paint you're using, if you've got these two colors, that would be good. And then we are going to get these. No, I know, it still works. But I don't need you to open them. I just need you to put them. Right now, we're just going to do our pinks. And if you will hand me Jerry's tray, I'm going to do it for her. What? Oh, oops. Take that. Thank you, there. Okay. That's nice.
Plum crazy or amethyst?
Plum crazy. We'll use the amethyst when we're working on the anemone. What was the Sesame Street song? Anemones. Anemones.
Those are Muppets.
Oh, it was the Muppets? Well, didn't they come from Sesame Street?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Anemone.
One was,
Anemone.
what's that guy's name? Jim
Henson.
Henson.
Is that right?
Yes.
God.
The Muppet guy.
Can you believe I knew that? You're shocked, aren't you?
I think Sesame Street was a whole group of hippies.
Oh. My favorite character on Sesame Street was Snuffleupagus. I always felt so sorry for Snuffleupagus. He was so depressed, always. Always. His head was always hanging low. And he'd swing his little trunk back and forth.
Oh, wasn't he a mammoth?
He would moan. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Everything was so sad. Such a problem. Kind of like Eeyore. This is the Plum Crazy. It's just like a plum berry color. It is really pretty. Have you ever used chalk mineral paints? Jerry, you haven't? You're going to love them. Yeah, you're going to love them.
I didn't even think about that.
So that's the difference in the way you felt the fabric over there, how you can't, it's inside the fabric. That's the difference between the acrylic tends to want to sit on top.
Oh.
You can get it in there, and we do. We did it last night. You can scrub it in, but if you don't, it's going to just sit on top of your fabric. And the chalk mineral paint, it won't with water.
Melissa says she loved Abby Cadabby.
Oh, yeah, because she was all sparkly. She was all...
Was she a Muppet?
Yes.
She was Sesame.
No, she was... I think she was a Muppet.
Yeah, I think so.
She had real crazy hair. She was pink, and she wore tutus and wands and tiaras, and she was crazy. Okay, we're going to check in on Jerry, so y'all hold on. I'm going to... You just keep doing your thing. Oh, it looks good. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to pop this off. And we're going to look in. Looky here. So she brought a denim jacket, and she is doing the anemones. I have to say, I fell out of the shed. Anemone. She's doing the anemones on one side of the panel of her jacket, and then she's going to do, those are white, and then she's going to do some red flowers in one of the panels, and then blue flowers over there. So she'll have like red, white, and blue. But it looks good. You're welcome. Hello, Miss Chris. You're the one who asked if it was, I like seeing your names. I'm going to just sit here for a second and look and talk to y'all for a second. So, here, let me do this. There's Matt. Sorry, Matt. Oh, No, I don't want to link. I want to turn the camera.
Are you gonna leave the camera
Boom,
on?
there. No, it's on me.
Oh, okay.
It's on me. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, hun. Let's see. Michelle is here. Lila's watching. Lila, I got a friend here with me tonight. Amy, how are you? What size pen this Sharpie? Can we find a regular? I like mine says fine, but it's like the regular one. It's not that little super pointy one. Some kids call you Nutter Butter. What is that about, Terry? Nutter Butter? That's hilarious. Hello, Miss Gigi. How are you? Shelly's on. Hi, Shelly. Susie, Josie, Alice, Lori, Pam, sweet Pam. Y'all, Pam is the now owner of my recent canvas that I did, the Girl on Fire, the butterfly wing skirt Girl on Fire. Yes, and we shipped it and it arrived beautifully, babe. We did a good job.
Who bought it?
Pam, and went to Georgia.
Oh, okay.
And she sent pictures of it. Do you care if I share those photos, Pam, online? I would love to share one of the photos. Let me know. So, I didn't go all the way back, but hello to all of you. I'm so glad. Chris, I know you are. I know you are. Or did someone ask? Are you telling me? Are you telling me you're from Florida? I know you're from Florida, hon. So good to see your name on here. Are you done? Yay! Okay, let's check in on her. Let's look and see. Let's look and see. No, it's perfect. And you're going to paint and, oops, hold on, and re-outline. So,
Oh, okay.
yay.
Okay.
It looks good. It looks so good.
Wow.
Hi, Miss Lucy. Hello there. Thank you, Pam, for your permission to share that. Okay, so let's go back up here. Click. And I do want to come down. I don't know why this is any different, but I do want to bring it down. It's like it needs to go.
Just leave room for the paper.
Like,
I guess you don't need it anymore, do you?
like
I like the
that.
other ones at the top. Those are really good.
That's good. I think that's a really good view for you guys. Is that good, babe?
Looks good.
Looks good? All right. Okay. So remember, guys, y'all may hear me doing some repeating some of the basics because Jerry wasn't here last night. So I'll talk through some of this like y'all haven't heard it before, but not a lot. Okay, Jerry, so you're going to use your spray bottle, which is over there. That's all your stuff over there on that side.
Okay.
And I haven't primed it. You might need to squeeze it a few times to prime it.
Right.
There you go. So you're going to just spray right on, and you'll see your chalk just disappear, which is why you can't just paint on your chalk because you need water. This is the trick. So a lot of people don't use water on their denim, and this is what keeps it soft.
Chris, what part of Florida are you in?
So you want to do this because you want to get it pretty wet.
Oh,
Okay.
nice mist too.
And if you are, and you can take that bottle home with you. And if you are working on,
Oh, she's in Fort Myers.
yeah, I stayed in her house. I stayed in her house for that week, and they lost that house
Yeah.
in the storm.
About that.
Yeah, the big flood. Anyway, you want it to be pretty wet, not soaking wet, but this puts out very little. Like it's misting, but it's only a little bit. Okay, so that's that. You're going to have that wet, and this will stay next to you because you'll use it as you work. Things will start to kind of dry up. Okay, so this little bottle of water that you've got right here, I want you to put some in your pink paint. Fill it up pretty good. Leave enough room that you'll be able to stir it, and then also a little bit, not quite as much in the
Cover the top of it.
in the Plum Crazy. And you guys, I know that y'all already know these. I'm just showing her how to add water, a little bit of water to her paint, and then how to wet her fabric.
Chris says the house is gone. Unfortunately, island is recovering slowly.
We're waiting, girl. Even this past summer, I got online to see if there was anywhere to come stay. I wanted to I wanted to come there, but it was really super limited on, there really wasn't anything available. Most places I checked said they were either full or still not taking.
Did you and Zadie go down early this summer?
No.
Okay.
It was right before, the last time I was there was right before.
Did y'all go to Florida? this
Uh-uh.
summer?
No. We didn't go away this summer. Huh?
Is that too thick?
No, that's good.
That's good?
That's good. That's good. And then the plum crazy you want to stir up a little bit too.
Okay. Oh, I like these nice big holders.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
they're great.
All right, so you are going to use these two brushes. So we're going to use this 1-inch flat, and we're also going to use your round brush as well.
This
That one. You're going to use that, and this is a round number 10. Does yours say round number 10 on it, by the way? Because yours came in a package.
It says, yeah, well, there's a 10 up
Okay,
there.
good. Let me see it. Hers is a different brand. I buy mine. These are Master's Touch, and then this one is a Menta. It came in a package. Royal and however you say that, Lang Nickel. But they're both 10s.
Yes, this says 1 inch.
Mine does still seem to be a little bit fatter, although maybe it's because this one hasn't been used. So these are both 10s. And then your flat brush, what does it say?
It says 1 inch.
Oh, okay. So it's a 1-inch as well. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to use both of these. So this is pretty wet, and you want to make sure that your brush is also really wet. So I just usually, you've got one of your pots right here has water in it.
Oh.
Or I just spray my water, I just spray my bristles right over my jeans.
Oh, okay.
But you do, look, that is probably from work. Oh, I guess it's from
is
the
that
marker.
your marker?
Yeah, you just want to make sure your brush is really wet.
Oh,
Okay?
These are the little nifty tricks that make
Yeah, this is the part that's worth taking the class for, right?
Yes.
So then you're going to dip into your tray. I'll do this again for anyone that maybe was not here last night. You're going to dip into your tray. Mine's very watery, very, very watery. You want to dip it, load your brush up pretty good so it gets up in your bristles. And then you're just going to roll it off on the side of your tray so that you're not just, dripping. And I'm going to do that every time. I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to pick a place to start. And I am going to start painting anywhere but the flower.
So this is background.
We're doing all background.
Okay.
So I'm getting in the small areas.
Lucy says she loves your turquoise bracelet.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. Thanks. I decided to wear a little bracelet tonight. So I'm just going all around the outside, which is also a song. Around the outside, around the outside.
Keep saying that. That's an Eminem song.
I know, but it's one of those catchy songs that you never forget. I mean, what year was that from? Like the 90s?
Time ago, but it's a raunchy song.
I know. I don't know the words to the song. I just know that part. So then I use this brush to go in and kind of just add a little water and scrub it in. Just kind of really scrub it in because you want to make it as thin as possible just so we don't have a lot of thickness to the paint.
Okay. So it's a two-step process.
You don't have to. If your denim is wet enough, your paint will kind of spread out on its own. But my denim's not quite wet enough to do that.
Yeah, I saw the difference. So then you go back later and go back over the black.
With the oil paint pen, because you're going to cover a lot of your marker is going to get covered with paint. Maybe not tonight so much because we're working with white. But yeah, that's just, I like my artwork to really pop with the outline. I think that's a...
So it's mostly a guideline. The
Yes.
first black.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. This is really very, very helpful. Well, if you're trying to do it on your own, you really, these little things you don't know.
Well, and it is hard to gather information as well. You know, all of this stuff you can probably find for free on YouTube, but it'll suck you in, and it takes you forever to piece it all together.
But then you go down the YouTube black hole.
Yeah, and even I offer this type of stuff on YouTube as well, on videos, but I'm not sitting there showing you step by step the whole entire project, you know.
It's different.
So
This is great.
I think it's helpful.
It really is.
But you hear things from people, you know, why would you take a class when you can get it for free?
Well, just try it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it if your budget doesn't allow it. I can't argue that, but
Right.
I'm going to try, guys, with the larger brush. Uh-oh, y'all. I just heard Matt yawn.
What happened?
It's not because I'm bored.
Is the pumpkin coach about to arrive?
Yeah, it's because he ate food he shouldn't. Okay, Jerry, watch this. So I'm going to I dipped it in water first, and then I come over here, I'm going to dip it in pink, and then it's very wet, and I'm just going to run it
Pretty.
like this on the big areas. But that one was a little bit dry right there.
I love these colors.
I really like the soft pink background on this one,
Looks really pretty.
even in the pictures.
Denim, doesn't it? Yeah,
And I wasn't sure when I first did this if soft pink was really going to work, since the flower was going to be white. And she didn't ask for that specifically, but I'm happy with it.
Let It Flow Paint Party says, it is worth the time saving to get the lesson and always have it available. Plus I can support other small businesses.
Thank you.
That's
I
right.
appreciate that. Yep, I appreciate that too.
Yep. Yeah, plus it's more fun.
And it's fun, and you make friends.
Yes.
We say we always like the look. You'll see, well, you see in that one picture, or maybe, no, that one doesn't show it, that we actually always like when it's just the background and the flower denim is just left. We kind of like that look too.
Well, it is. It's almost like those not stencils. What are those things you rub on?
Like a transfer?
Yeah. You know how you have the ones that are just the black?
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
kinda like that.
yeah. Have you used transfers? If we have time tonight, I'm going to sand off the other two. Did I already say that I would do that
Yeah.
tonight? I don't think this will be dry enough for me to do an outline on, but I'll let it dry overnight. Maybe tomorrow I'll just pop on, and maybe not even a live, but I'll pop on and just stick a little recorded video in there of me outlining with the oil-based pen.
Townsend Creation says, I'm partial to the wine bottle painting class. I've used that tutorial many times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you'll offer another design at Christmas time.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. Yeah, if anybody else would agrees with her on that, I would be happy to do another wine bottle painting class.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, did you do any of those with me?
No.
I did the year before was poinsettias. That was fun. Poinsettias were good. And then last year I did angels.
Oh.
And I think I also did Christmas trees, I think. Like a snow tree forest, very Bob Rossi.
Yeah.
Christmas
Oh,
trees.
That'd be neat, though, on a wine bottle. Gosh.
Yeah. I get orders for them, which is why I do them. That's how it even started.
Oh.
I get orders for people, and then they take them as hostess gifts. I even had someone had me paint angels on a wine bottle for a very good friend of theirs who her brother had passed away suddenly. And she had me put like his name and, his name and birth date and death date on it, and some saying that he loved.
Oh.
And then the friends went over and opened and did cheers with the wine, and then she got to keep the bottle.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Lori says yes, wine bottles, angels, and dragons.
They're really, Lila, who was here the other night, she's a longtime friend of mine, and she's an artist. I did not know she was coming. And, well, I knew, but I didn't know she was going to sign up, and she did. I was like, "Girl, what can I teach you?" She was like, "I just want to come see you," and it was so fun. We had the best time.
Gosh, people could host these at their house.
Oh yeah, I used to do hosting party. Remember, babe? What, you're going to sleep over there. Stop! I looked up and he was like he was looking like his dad. I used to do parties. What was it? Like door hangers and stuff. Yeah. Remember when people used to put those wooden door hangers on their door? Well, they still do. Instead of wreaths, and they were painted and all the designs. I did those years ago. Yeah, and I'd go to, and they'd invite, 12 friends over, and I'd show up with all the door hangers and the paints.
Who's Townsend Creations?
Her name is Cindy.
Cindy. Cindy says, give a nice bottle of wine with a poinsettia painted with a light cork so it can be used as decoration.
That's so nice. So nice.
Wow. Tracey's fast. Got your experience down.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's also just about learning how the paint works with the denim and knowing what you can get away with. And
Well, this is so helpful. I think I would have been discouraged without it.
but it's really so easy, right? I mean, it's just understanding the steps and the process.
Yeah, no, it makes a huge difference. I think these fancy spray bottles are great.
Put a little bit more water in my pink. How's it going over there, babe?
Good.
Y'all need to comment if you can, guys. Y'all have got to keep this guy awake
I'm
tonight.
about to lose him.
I didn't really eat any carbs either.
Yes, you did. You ate sushi roll, and it knocked you out. You fell asleep for like an hour and a half.
That's 45 minutes.
I had to wake him up. I'm like, babe, my painting guest is going to be here in 20 minutes. He was like, oh, I need a shower and shave. It's like, no, you need to set up lights. I've already got the food set up.
I'm old.
The heck? And he's on a new pump, so he thought, it was going to like give him all this energy. Yeah, I don't know.
I got about 4 hours sleep last night too.
Oh, yeah, that was tough, wasn't it, babe, with your buddies?
Robin says, wakey, wakey, Matt.
Don't feel sorry that he only got 4 hours of sleep, guys. It was self-induced. He pulled a very late night.
Sometimes you need them.
I don't do it very often, but
Listen, it was so late that his 16-year-old teenage daughter called him at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was sound asleep. I guess she noticed that Daddy wasn't home. And he said she called and she was like, Dad, where are you?
felt like my parents were calling.
You're out past your, and then she goes,
I did feel like a teenager because there was loud music.
because there was loud music. She goes, well, didn't she say, well, can you come home?
Yeah, but you should come home.
You should come home,
She was
Dad.
really getting at. She wanted me to stop and pick up food for her.
Oh my goodness.
But I did feel like I was being lectured to.
If you are watching online tonight for the first time, I promise we did a lot more denim instruction on the sunflower night. So if this is your first night, you can follow along here, but to understand more about like the types of denim that are best, the colors of denim that are best, how you need to, like I have plastic in this leg. You can see there's plastic here. That all that sort of stuff, the real boring kind of informative stuff, we talked about on the first night. So you may want to make sure that you watch the beginning of that sunflower class. Tonight we're just it's our last night. We're feeling a little playful, talking about Matt being at the bar last night.
There's a chunk you missed about the bottom leaf, babe.
Oh yeah, thank you. Did you notice that, or are they noticing that?
No, I noticed it.
Oh, I'm gonna miss Juana. Juana's not here to tell me my flower is ugly.
Oh no.
She really didn't.
Oh.
Matt just said that Juana said that.
Oh. Trying to see if you're awake. Alert. Well, I'm sure you had to celebrate that we were, what, 3 degrees cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold front.
Jeez.
Yeah, Zadie went to the mall today to get a few more, a few clothes for school.
Right.
And she called, it was La Cantera Mall, it's outdoors. She's like, oh my gosh, Mom, it's so hot shopping because it's all outdoors. She goes, there's people here with jackets and sweatpants on. Like, what?
Wow.
All right, Matt's let me know I missed this section, so I'm pulling my round brush out and getting in here. Oh yeah, there's a lot of water in here. That's awesome. This means that paint flows nicely. You starting to get the feel of it, Jerry, the paint on the water? Yeah. And have you sprayed your denim more to kind of keep it? You're refreshing it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great. Great setup for this. You do kind of have to get the
feel.
Start noticing, is it drying out?
Right.
You know.
Because if you do this, watch and see, I don't know if you've had this happen, but like if I spray pretty good right there, and then I dip my brush, and then I dip in here and I get a lot of water, like watch as I go in here. See how it just went out into the whole thing? So then you can just take it and it does it all over, and you just push it around like watercolor. See that? It just pushes around like watercolor.
Probably I'm not using quite enough water. My goodness.
That's really cool. It's my favorite part. I love watercolor though.
Yeah, it's kind of magical, really.
Yeah. I don't do enough of it, that's for sure.
Well, I think watercolor, you kind of have to do it pretty often to stay in practice.
Oops. All right, guys, this went pretty fast tonight.
You might finish on time tonight. It's 10 after 7.
Whoa.
Well, see, I finally got enough water on there. Yeah, kind of just that little bleed thing.
All right.
So how long did it take you to develop this technique, Miss Tracey?
I really came up with learning like the watercolor vibe on chairs first. I've painted so many fabric chairs. It started with these mermaid chairs from years ago, and I don't know, I just painted so many of them, and I just started getting the vibe of how the chalk paint. It's the key here is not water. It's using a mineral paint.
Oh, okay.
With the water. And so then, I don't know, I went from chairs to putting it on like, bags, canvas bags and stuff like that. And I don't know how I got onto the denim. I think it was mermaids. Again, Melissa's on here. Melissa has one of my very first mermaid pair of denim back when I really was still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
But they sold really well.
Right.
And whenever something sells really well and I get, lots of orders or questions on how to do it, that's always an indicator that maybe I could teach others how to do it. And then I end up turning it into a class. But I love doing art on chairs. I love that.
Well, you've got that little bit of a 3D with the padding or whatever.
But it has been a lot of denim lately. All right. I think we're good, guys. I think I'm maybe going to add just a little bit more up under this bud and up here.
Melissa says she's been playing with watercolors too.
Yeah, I think Jerry's word for them, magical, is probably the best description. Right. So
the goal is one coat kind of.
Yeah, the goal is to just continue to work it into the fibers, not try to get it into the fiber as much as you possibly can so that you're not building a layer. But now that we've done this down here, this is sort of like our canvas. And then once we put a base coat layer on our flowers, then that also becomes our canvas. So anything after that, then we start that building process. So yeah, you want to have it as, the less layers, the better, for sure.
Because yours are really pretty. Huh?
Which is why I try to leave denim, because denim can act as our shadow. So like these flowers here, this dark part that you see in here, there is some gray. We are going to use a little bit of gray, but the dark part in the center, that's just the denim showing through. So that the less paint, the better to get the effect, because you're going to wear it.
Right.
So,
Okay. Well.
All right, so I'm going to get my round brush and I'm going to dip it into a little bit of this Plum Crazy color.
So we just leave the pink.
You can. Okay. And then, so I don't want a whole lot of this. So I'm going to dip it in here, roll it off, and then I'm going to dip it in my water. And then I'm going to come straight over here. And I'm going to pick what side I want. I'm going to do this to the right side of all the flowers. And this, because you've got so much water on there, this does give you a really good watercolor effect. And if it doesn't bleed out enough, just go get water on your brush and put it on, and it'll kind of bleed out a little bit. That's a terrible word.
On the outside of the stem. Oh, I see. If you want to go this way.
Yeah, I'm just doing it on the right side of the stems. I'm just barely touching it on here. So dip paint, dip water, and then bring it over. So the last thing that you've touched should be water.
So water.
And
then you have it drippy like that? Oh, gosh.
And just bring it over and touch it, and it'll just run into the fabric.
Oh.
You feel that? It's cool, huh?
It is. Oh, that's how you get that little glow look.
Yes. It's like, yeah, it's exactly what it is, like a glow.
Melissa says she loves her mermaid overalls.
You still have them, Melissa? That makes me happy. It was seems like forever ago.
So we're doing the stems.
I'm just doing the right side of all of the stems, yeah. And you want to just go, just kind of go fast and free, you know? And I hope y'all can see this at home, how well this is going, just highlighting, I'm dipping paint, dipping water, and then bringing it straight over. And again, just doing the right side of the stem. I'm doing the right side of everything. I'm even going to bring this over here under the leaf a little bit, and then even kind of bring it, let it run down a little bit. That didn't run real well, so I'm just dipping it back in water.
Well, I'm a little behind with my...
That's okay. You're doing great. That's okay.
Yeah, that really...
Oh, I have like a section in here that I didn't paint, that I missed. Where were you, Matt? You didn't tell me I missed like a whole little section. Anything I'm doing tonight is just going to stay
In between that leaf and flower.
to the right. Huh?
Right there. No, to your right.
Right there.
Up. Yeah, right there.
Just kind of keeping everything to the right. Just felt like on this we needed a little bit more pop of color because we are doing light pink and then we're doing white. So I felt like we needed to throw in a little bit of this berry color.
Yeah.
Robin said I was snoozing. Almost.
I can't eat oatmeal. If I eat oatmeal, I will fall asleep.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I will. I'll just fall asleep.
Who was saying something makes them go to sleep too? It was the strangest thing. We were having a food talk and she said the same thing. It was something very specific like that. You know, you saying oatmeal.
Yeah.
It was something really specific. Is it someone on here? Anyone in my groups maybe?
I was like, I've tried it several times and I finally just gave it.
You're like, it's oatmeal. It's oatmeal.
There's this Mexican spice, that ogodogo. I love it, but it gives me anxiety attacks. It's really weird.
Yeah, someone else said something about something will put them to sleep and then something else makes them have like instant anxiety. And it was like eggs or something or a specific spice. It seems like it was, I felt like it was a spice. It's bizarre.
I believe it.
We're going to check in again. Okay, let's compare here what we've got. So on this one, I actually went to the left of everything, which is fine. So I'm going to take my brush here and work some of this in a little bit. The fabric is so wet that it really will let you kind of scrub this out still. But I think that looks good. Looks good, Linda. Looks good. I like. Did you already get a picture of her and I?
Yes.
Were we smiling?
I think y'all were just talking.
Let me get my brush in my hand too.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Thank you. All right, we are going to check in on our friend Robin. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Okay, so Jerry, good job. You did your upper background. Your flowers look so good. You have very strong flowers. You got some power in your flower. Some powers in your flowers. I don't know, that sounded weird.
No.
That sounded much weirder than I thought it, than I meant for it to. That's really good. Looks good. All right. So let's start painting on my flower. Let me get a little swig of my water and check in y'all's view.
So you're saying this, like acrylics, just won't ever do it like this there?
You're not going to get that bleed effect with the water. That's good. It's kind of got a plasticky-ness to it. Now maybe the acrylics in the bottle are better, but the acrylics in the tube, which is what I use, those I just can't get them to work like this.
Gotcha.
I do use them. We used them last night. I do use them for pops of color and highlight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is really neat.
Okay, I'm going to see, guys, if I can bring y'all down a little bit. I wonder if I can go like this. Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. Look at this. Could this be the problem? This is where we were. Yeah. Holy camole. What, that view's amazing, right? Babe, are you talking to me?
It's good.
Earth to Matt. Show them what you look like over there when you're dozed. Now I want you to relax. Yeah, do it again longer. Do it longer. How do you unzoom? There we go. All right, guys, do y'all like this view? This is a good view, right? It's a little close to my project, but I think I can do it. I really like it. Y'all go.
See it down.
Huh?
Yeah, that looks great.
See your hand.
They're quiet. We do have a smaller group tonight. I just saw that. We only have 16 people on.
Saturday night.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to get some white paint and some gray paint. This is my ooey gooey white. I'm going to put a little bit of this over here in my tray.
You want me to pass this one over?
Yeah, and stick that over here close.
Oops, sorry.
Oh yeah, don't spill your water. Last night we had spoons, but I think I'm out.
Oh, this works.
Okay, we'll start with that. Then I might ask Matt to come get us some gray. Think you could spoon out some gray for her, babe? And the other colors? Right now it just needs to be
Where's that?
right here, hun.
Thank you.
She doesn't need much gray at all.
Do you already have some?
No, I don't, but you can just get her some. Right now we're just going to need white and gray. White is fluff. Yes, Chris. Yes, that was my fluff. If you got exactly what I got, we're using fluff and gravel road. That's good, babe.
Just go and say
Don't, oh,
sorry.
did you get it on her jacket?
No?
No.
On the napkin, the edge of the
Oh.
napkin.
It's okay. It's the napkin. Yeah. Even if you did, I'll
It would just wash off, but
splatter it or something.
I mean, it won't wash off later because we're going to set it, but
That's good.
you could just wet it off.
That's good. Okay. So where?
And the gray. And this gray, thank you, baby, is gravel road. I don't know. I think that might be the color I said for y'all to use, but I can't quite remember.
White is fluff, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Cindy, love your chairs behind Matt. I'm in the market for a recliner. Do they recline?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you about my
Sorry,
chairs.
soccer question.
Okay, I think they're ugly, but thank you for saying that you like them. It was really hard. We had the two of the sexiest leather high back. What do I always say they looked like? They looked like, what was the show? The Family in Space. The Jetsons. Those chairs looked a little bit that we had looked like the Jetson chairs. Very cool, very sexy, right? They had ottomans.
The only furniture in the house that I picked out.
Yeah, but they're so fine, but they're so uncomfortable. And I told Matt, we need to be able to put our feet up, like, and recline. We're entering grandma and grandpa phase. I'm sorry. We're 6 grandkids in. We need recliners. So we got recliners. They are so amazing. We got them at Living Spaces, right? Living Spaces. They're a dark charcoal gray. They're actually the color of this paint. They almost look brown. They're like gray that go brown, but they're gray. I don't know what the brand is, but they're ergonomic. So they go, or not ergonomic, they're zero gravity. So they go, the recliner goes up, the back goes back, and your feet are higher than your heart. Oh, it takes all the pressure off your hips, your spine.
Nice.
They're amazing.
But we can't see the TV anymore.
Oh,
Put it on
stop.
the ceiling.
Yeah, really. I like her. I like her.
You gotta have those feet up.
Anyway, they're amazing. I love them so much. And but I tell people don't get them because my butt has become the size of the recliner. I've always prided myself in the fact that I don't sit on my furniture. Like I stay so busy. You know, I stay so busy and I never sit down until it's time to go to bed at night. Well,
like that.
I am now having to talk myself into getting out of my recliner in the morning. Like I don't want to start my day. I want to just sit in that damn recliner.
Well, I keep telling myself, remember when you were 40 and you never sat down?
Yeah.
You never sat and watched a movie?
Yeah.
Until midnight?
Yeah.
afraid those
Something.
days are-
Something happened. Something happened.
Something.
All right, so I'm going to start out here. We're just going to get it. We just want to get our background in, okay? We're just going to give a nice whitewash, pretty much like we did to the back. So I'm not going to use my scrubby brush yet, which you have a scrubby as well. But we're not, it's the little brown one.
The brown. Oh, I see.
It's called a scrubber.
Got it.
So we're not going to use it yet, but we will be using it. But right now we're just going to give a nice, super soft, sort of like this area, these areas, that's what you want the whole petal to look like, is this area. And then we're going to come back in with our scrubber and highlight with these, with white, okay? But for right now, we're just going to give just a nice wash.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure you spray your flowers really good. Not our leaves. You don't have to worry about your leaves right now. And then also the little squeezy bottle that you have, Jerry, if you take it and just put some in one of the empty spots, because you're going to want to dip into that. So we did this last night, y'all, but you know, I like to put some water here. Oh shoot, it had paint. It had paint under there. It's going to make it pink. Anyway, I like to be able to dip in my paint and then come over here and dip in the water as well. So that's what I like to do. But I am going to also put a little bit in my white.
So we're doing the pointy one.
Mm-hmm.
In the white.
So dip in here, kind of load your brush up,
Oh, do I need to put water on
load
the
it up, a
white?
little bit of white, and then roll it off on the sides, and then just come in here and just... You don't want to make it too opaque, y'all. You really do want to just see how you can kind of see the denim through that. That's okay. Still scrubbing a little bit because we want to make sure we're getting in those fibers. This one's a little heavy because I'm going to add some more water to it.
Oops.
See if I can thin it down again. What'd you do over there?
Well, I gotta get this one outside of there. I don't want it rolling.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, you mean on the tray?
Rolling on
Yeah.
the denim.
I thought you meant on your flower.
No, yeah, I don't want it rolling on that. Okay, so we're just kind of doing
Just
more
coming
like a
in
little
and
tint.
filling them in.
And
Yeah.
we're doing it kind of from the outside in.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Just fill it out evenly. All of them. Every bit of it. Excuse me, guys. I'm coughing in the microphone. We always want to start with just a little because you know you can build. It's easier to do that, and this is a really good example here. So this one here I had too much paint on,
Okay.
and these have less. So I can add more water to that, but it's still not taking away that color like I want it to. So
So it's just more of a hint. A little hint.
yeah.
our kid out of my shirts.
What'd she get in?
I need a long sleeve t-shirt because
Excuse me.
straight at me, but it's missing.
We get real quiet when we start doing these flowers.
Mm-hmm. Which flowers look good? Well, am I going to, since some are too dark, but
No, it's okay because we are going to make them darker, but the lighter the better for right now.
um,
Oh, it says amen, sister. I'm getting the same way, referring to getting into the grandma recliner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
well, this heat does not help.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's really been hard on Matt. Matt's heat intolerant.
Well, I have hardly been outside. I mean, this has been some very intense.
Yeah, it has been. We had tickets to leave. We were supposed to leave when? Tomorrow? Right? It was right after this class.
Yeah, day after, on the 1st. Or, no, it was tomorrow. We were leaving tomorrow.
We were supposed to leave tomorrow and go to Florida to the Keys to stay with his sister and brother-in-law. They have a sailboat, a very large sailboat
right.
that they're living in. I mean, they have a home in Georgia, but they're
Yeah.
doing like a 2 or 3 year sailing thing.
All right.
And so we were going to go spend a week with them on the boat. And she called and she was like, I don't know, because, Matt had a heat stroke recently. And, well, you may not know that because you're not on Facebook. He had an actual emergency heat stroke
Oh, those are
on the golf
serious.
course. And she was like, with Matt's health, with his heat intolerance, I just don't know. The water's hot. Like, the water's 100 degrees. So you can't even get in the water to cool off. So he called to cancel our tickets, our airplane tickets. And what'd the guy tell you, babe? Like, do you have they were going to charge him surcharge
They were
and
paying me a couple $100.
couple $100 bucks.
Cancellation. And I said, well, I bought the insurance. I thought that's.
Yeah, he was
why I
like,
bought
what good was the
insurance.
insurance?
Right.
He says, well, if somebody has a medical emergency.
He goes, well, I had a heat stroke. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, if I can get that in writing, I can get you a full refund.
Oh.
They didn't need it in writing.
Oh, he
My
didn't?
word for it.
Oh. I thought you said he
Didn't say
knew.
anything. I offered him paperwork. He didn't need it.
No, that's.
But it takes the fun out of everything, that heat.
Well, I mean, it was a few weeks ago, but I have a balcony on the side of a hill, and it's kind of high up. But 11 p.m. at night, it was so hot. Not
Yeah.
warm, hot,
Oh, yeah.
hot. Yeah, it's gotten better. Not quite as severe. And if there's a breeze, that helps,
Nice warm breeze.
A nice warm breeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have done my first coat. Let me go back
I thought
in.
you would make it in time, but I don't think you're going to make it in time.
Oh, really?
Well, no, I don't think so. You get 25 minutes.
I don't know, babe. We don't have much left to do. These are a pretty easy flower.
We gotta do the leaves.
Yeah,
And
but they're really easy.
Yeah, so that'd be good. You can do it. You can do it, Tracey. So do any of your little grandchildren paint?
Yes, they all do. Their moms are so good. All the mamas have craft stations for them, and They've all got paints for Christmas. They wanted like, paint carts with all the supplies. Yeah, I had them personalized paint carts done and loaded them up, and they have desk, and Harlow, they all want to paint when they come over, don't they, babe?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so now I'm going to I've got just sort of a whitewash over, you're doing great. Okay. You're doing great. I'm going to take my scrubby brush now. I'm going to dip it in my water so it gets nice and wet. And I'm going to dip that in the white paint. I want to get more into the body of the paint this time, not just the watery part of the paint. I'm not dipping straight in heavy duty paint, but I'm not, normally if I've got my paint palette here, the water tends to kind of float over on one side, and I like that part. But now I want to get into like the thicker paint, and I can still kind of brush off here on the side, but I want to get some actual paint on my brush and then take it off. But I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to start on the outside of the flower, and I'm just going to start adding. And I'm going to do each one, and then I'm probably not going to reload. Just use all that paint that's on there and just work just like we've worked the last 2 nights with the scrubby brush. Just kind of working in circles. Leaving the center with a little more denim showing through. Use your finger if you want. Just to kind of buff out those areas. And this little petal right here has a little bit of a lip on it. If you can see here, we're going to add, so it makes it sort of like a little lip there. So I want to do that part first. Get some really good white on that. It's still soaking into the fabric, so that's good because we can come back later and do our final highlights. Then leave a little denim here. This. Okay, so we're going to come back and pass over that one again, but that's where we are. We're going to stay right there with it. And we're going to do the same thing here. You're just going to start on the outer parts, leaving the center. So same exact thing. Go in, get a little bit of your heavier body. Kind of like just doing all the outer parts on a couple. With whatever you've got loaded on your brush.
Yeah. Takes a little.
Is that your stomach, babe? Okay, this one right here, we're going to do a little added lip on it. So we're going to bring it in and up and like this. We'll accent that in a little bit. Oh, it looks good. You've done so good leaving all of your markers showing.
Well, trying. I like this.
It's very relaxing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You gotta work it. You have to pay attention, but it's really great. Excuse me.
Okay. So then this upper flower, we're basically just going to sort of fill it in. We'll just come in with the gray and give it some shadow. You didn't do an upper flower, did you? You didn't do a flower in the top, did you?
No. I went big. I went big on that top flower. That's okay.
I really miss our music. So weird. Talk to her again. Ask her to play 70s light music. Alexa, play 70s light music.
Here's a personalized 70s light station based on your listening history on Amazon Music.
Oh, there we go. Yes! Okay, Alexa. Oh, goodness.
Volume down.
Alexa, volume 3. Babe, we cannot talk at the same time. All right. So now, yes. Let's check on Jerry. Keep going. Mm-hmm.
I thought you weren't allowed to play music.
I know, but I think in my private group I can. Look. That looks good. I mean, considering that is one color paint, that is just white, and you're already getting all of that depth with it.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Looks really good. Jody, did you just sign in? My love? Hi, honey. All right. So we're going to move into more white, but we're going to change brushes. You don't have to because you don't have a small flower. You keep going.
Oh.
I'm gonna start on the small flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. You good.
Luba says Facebook will mute the parts with music even in the private.
Even in a private group? Dang it. Okay, Alexa, off. Stupid Facebook.
No comment.
All right, so now, folks, I am going to use my chalk paint straight out of my lid. No water down, no water. I've got enough water on my denim. I'm going to use this right out of the lid. So it's straight up. And I'm going to come up here and just with this small little brush. This is my Filbert 6. We used this, I think, on the sunflowers.
The little one. You can do that.
Yeah, I'm just going in and giving them a little bit more heavy body. The denim is still really wet. Still want to get it in there pretty good. Just making the color a little bit heavier. So no watered down paint, just straight up
Looks good.
paint.
It gives it that dimension. Yeah, I have learned a lot.
I'm so glad. What'd she need, babe?
I was telling her about this virtual reality place on 1604. She wanted to know the name of it.
Oh. Any questions on what I'm doing here?
Nope.
So cool. Everybody's quiet tonight.
Yep.
And I'm just focusing, just like you did on the other flowers, where you focus more on the outside. We're doing the same thing here. Just focusing on the tips here. Okay. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing with these flowers. So if you want to take a knife and get some straight paint on here in your little palette.
Oh,
Do you have an extra one?
yeah, right there. Okay.
You don't need much.
No, just a dab. That should do it, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's some right here if you want.
Okay.
Okay. So now
So we use this one right here.
we're not using any water at all. What does that one say? Oh, that's her telling us. So I'm just
Or
using.
I'm gonna be late to my own funeral. Hello, ladies. Jody Christian.
Oh, Jody. Oh my goodness.
See this busy problem.
So this is still extremely wet. But I'm just coming in, and instead of using that scrubber like we did, y'all, just being a little more specific with this one, because that scrubber has a lot of play. Not play, it's fat. And I wanted to make sure that we're just getting right up here on the top. Oh, do you not have one of these?
What's that?
This brush?
This one?
This one. Use this, because mine's at least smaller than that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it.
Sorry, I thought I got you one of these too.
No problem. It's good. It's good. So we don't get this brush wet? Just do
No,
it
just
dry?
start. Now I'm going to use my scrubber too. I'm gonna wipe it off really good, because it'll be my blender. So just like you blend paint blending, you want to blend that line out. You don't want to have that hard line right there.
Yeah.
So we're going to put some of this in here with this smaller brush. Then we're going to use our little scrubber, and we're just going to kind of blend that in like that.
Much nicer.
See how nice, right?
Really pretty.
Same thing basically on every single petal. You just want to hit it hard at the top, and then anywhere there's a hard line, you come back in below it with your scrubber. But the thing is, you've got to keep your denim wet. So if your denim doesn't feel wet, you'll need to spritz it a little bit.
Got it.
And just treat every petal as if it is its own canvas.
Well, I have a lot of denim jackets at home. Now this is the chalk paint. What about that other, what's it called?
Silk.
Yeah, the silk.
Silk I do use silk on fabric, but I use it on chairs. I've never used it on a jacket, because it's a little bit more stiff. It does have a built-in top coat to it and a built-in primer, so it's a little bit thicker. I use it on chairs for like my black and white stripes, but it's not a feel I would want to wear.
Gotcha.
And I had said that, the key is to use some sort of mineral paint. So this paint, if you are using, this is just a little education, it's not a Dixie Belle sales pitch, but it's just explaining the difference between paints. So this paint is chalk mineral paint. It will stay in this fabric. Even if you don't heat set it, even if you don't use the Easy Peasy spray wax. If you let it dry in over 30 days before if it sits around and you don't wash it, when you go to wash it, it's not going to come out.
Let it cure.
Right. But if you're using a clay-based paint, it will come out. It doesn't matter how long you let it sit, it will come out. You have to use something on that. You have to use either the Easy Peasy spray wax, or you need to use Dion from Turquoise Iris uses, like on her wedding dresses that she paints,
Oh, gosh.
she uses, oh shoot, I forgot what it is. It's just a, oh, if someone's watching, if you can tell me what that is, I forgot. She says what she uses. Okay, I'm going to do this right here is this little one that has a little bit of a lip. It's this picture right there. So I'm just going to, for right now, we're going to come up behind it with gray to make it look like it's an obvious lift of a lip. But we're going to give a very definitive line, and I'm not going to scrub that line out. Just like we've scrubbed all those other ones out, this one's going to stay. It's going to stay like a hard white line. And then I'm going to come in from this side and put white down here, and then this white will get scrubbed out.
Jody says, who paints wedding dresses? I need to see that.
Oh, it's Dion. Dion Woods does. Oh shoot, her business is the Turquoise Iris. And I'm just going to scrub out here, but we're going to leave a real definitive line here that's going to let gray sit up underneath there. I'm going to come behind it, kind of scrub this out. Actually, I think I'll fill this one in a little bit.
Gotta kind of practice on this.
Yeah, she paints like a real freestyle, water, with water and paint, florals.
Oh, okay.
Just a real freestyle. Okay, and then this one also has a lip on this upper side. So I'm going to do another definitive line here. Just whatever bouquet I was painting online that I pulled up. These two flowers had a little bit of a flip to them. Or the petals did, I mean. Babe, you want to talk to us a little bit?
I am.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Like a little drug monkey.
Look at him. Doesn't he look like he does look like a drunk monkey. A little drunk monkey. She just called you a little drunk monkey.
I'm sorry.
That is hilarious. I haven't heard that term in a really long time. Okay, so doesn't this look cool, guys? Look at the difference, and we haven't even done the middle. That to that. Huge difference. We're just going to move over and do the same thing. So I'm going to do this one right here because this one has a little bit of a different.
I am sleepy again, Jody. Tracey keeps making food right before the video.
Well, I have guests in my home. I was going to look and see if I had. I was going to give this one to you. It's close up, but I was going to give you that one.
I blame the heat for everything.
That and the sound of the air conditioner blowing.
Oh.
Put you to sleep? Because you sleep right there in your recliner all the time by the air conditioner vent. So guys, y'all can do this, pile this paint on and leave it if you want. But it is going to be really thick and you're going to have to sand out a lot. So I still recommend just really using that scrubbing action. You don't want to leave it sitting on top of all those fibers like that. You want to come behind yourself and scrub this in. So I'm going to fill this in with this straight paint on a very wet piece of denim. And then I'm going to come back in with my little scrubber brush and really work it in.
Yes.
Work it in there
Makes it do.
to the fibers. This one. All right. You can feel it too. You'll even Jerry said she can tell when her denim starts to feel like it's drying out a little bit, and she's never even done this before. So You can definitely feel it. Were those same people at the Stout House, babe, when you were there last night that were there the night before?
No.
Following up with my scrubby. Scrubby scrub. Blend it in. There we go. Same thing here. Blend it into there. Scrubby scrub. Voila. Voila. Really like this one.
I like these softer colors with the light denim.
Yeah, right?
Very pretty.
And you would think you would want to do this on like a dark denim, right?
Yeah, you'd think, oh, it's just so washed out. But it's
Right,
really
but it's
pretty.
not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was shocked how this did so well online and I don't care how good something does online or not, but that's my measure, like I did it and I think it's great, but I mean, not like, oh, my work is great, but I thought it turned out great. You don't know how something's going to turn out when you start. And then when you...
Says that looks so cool.
It does.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, I think it's going to go with a lot of stuff, too. Or pink or darker, go darker with gym shirt.
Yeah. Hopefully there's going to be some little tiny size 4 lady who's just going to need these jeans because it is not me. And Jerry, I don't expect you to be done when we're done. When we're done with the class ends at 8, but you can stay and finish
That's okay.
your piece.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, of course you are. You don't have all this stuff at home. You're leaving with a finished product.
Finished flowers.
Mm-hmm. And you just signed up last night. These ladies have had time to get, see the supply list. You didn't even see a supply list.
Well, not having Facebook.
All right, Liz just signed in. Hi, Liz.
I thought Liz was already on. What's she saying? I'm late. Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
Hi, honey. Glad you're here. So glad you're here. We're a quiet one tonight.
Gracious, sweet, gracious.
She says these are gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm really happy with them. We needed them to be gorgeous after our poppy strange experiment yesterday. Yeah, but Jerry saw them, and I did go back and work on them, guys, and I outlined them, and they're done. They just don't have the splatter on them. That's another video we're gonna have to do another time. But she said, whoever said that they looked like, what'd she say? Rock and roll is who someone said.
Rock and roll.
Very rock and roll. She totally agreed. She was like, oh yeah, they do. She has to put a few thorns on those poppies.
Black rhinestone.
Yeah.
Amy's asking if you usually do wider jean legs so you have more painting space.
No. I mean, well, no, actually. If it's jeans, this is actually a pretty wide jean leg. I've really not done very many jeans. It's mostly overalls and denim jackets. I'm limited on denim jackets, I find. I think they're kind of limiting because you got the panel and the seams.
Yeah.
Overalls are I feel better. But the denim that I did for a client, denim jeans I did for a client was like feathers in a dream catcher.
Oh, neat.
Sadie had to model those too. Those were small.
Jody says she just read that black pepper is a great anti-inflammatory food. Did you know that?
Oh, that's ironic because black pepper just got re-added back into the autoimmune protocol diet because it had been said it was a very inflammatory food, and they added it back in. However, there are many people, natural doctors, that are still saying it should not have been added back in because it is an inflammatory food. Black pepper.
Black pepper.
Yeah.
Not the red, the black.
Not red, but black. So that's interesting. It's very...
Liz says we don't want to see this class end. Did you go over the marker outline after painting?
I did not, but I'm going to, Liz. I will. We're not going to have time tonight, and this is going to be too wet. I mean, I'd do it, but it's going to be too wet.
It's got to be dry.
Yeah.
I've got that at home. I've got the markers at home. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And they're the oil based, right? They have to be oil based.
Like a Sharpie. Oh, I'll just get one.
Yeah, you can get it at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
The Posca markers that are acrylic, those won't.
They won't hold up.
Right.
Okay.
Has to be an oil based.
Got it.
All right, so I'm pretty happy with all of this right now. So I think I'm going to bring in my gray.
I would have known.
Bring your gray
Into the flower.
For the, like, shadowing.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so I'm going to start out with the areas that are detailed. So it will be like this lip and this lip. Maybe a little bit here, and on these flowers because it's small areas. But all of this stuff right here, guys, we're going to use the scrubber brush. So right now I'm using this little filbert round. Same thing, I'm just touching it. Let me move this, show you. Same thing, I'm just touching it. And y'all remember I used this tray. You already saw where I did it, and I was like, oh, I should show them because I go like this, and then I usually go like this. And it just presses it down in. And then sometimes when I come back over here, instead of dipping, I'll dip right back into this little spot. That's kind of my offload. So dip, and then I offload. It also flattens my brush for me, makes my brush nice and flat. So I'm going to come right over here, and I'm just going to stipple like dot, 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 dot. Like that. And get my line where I want it. And then I'm just going to drag a little bit. I'm going to come back up here to my line and kind of drag it out. And just scrub it out a little bit.
Yeah, I still gotta work my little white bit of it up in there. Oh, that's beautiful.
You just keep dragging until you feel like it looks like it makes a lift. See, that looks like a lift to me already. So you just made your line like that, and then you started pulling it out, and you just pull it out until you feel like you've got your little lift that you wanted. So I'm going to do the same thing right over here. I'm going to go back over here to my tray, dip, flip, dip and flip. All these terms that are just magically coming out of my mouth. Come over here and stipple where you want it to be. And then you just start dragging it out. Just pull it. Just go back up into your line and kind of pull. And your denim is still wet, so it's allowing you to kind of really work.
You just kind of have to keep working it till you get the hang of it.
Yeah, and you're even picking up a little bit of the white because your denim is wet. So you're kind of blending like you blend on furniture. Kind of blending that out. Okay. So now we have our two flips. this area, this one right here, we're actually going to put a little line on, but we'll go ahead and do a little bit behind it as well. Kind of stipple behind that. And all it has behind it is the underlayer. That one probably needs a little bit more white on it. I just didn't quite give it enough.
Can you believe we're already at the end of July?
No. I can't believe that Zadie's school shopping.
Maria Lynn just signed in. Hi, everyone. I'm glad I got you.
Hi, sweetie. All right, so same thing. Now I'm just going to move up here to these upper flowers, and I'm just going to use this little bit of gravel road at the base of every, I probably won't even re-dip. I'll just use it at the base of every one of these little flowers here. So I'm using the gravel road at the base, but still leaving a little bit of the denim.
Tax-free weekend is the 11th, said Jody.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just makes her wait so long to get closed for school, though.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, when my friend was here painting, she paints florals a lot with the kids, and she said what she always tells everyone is that all flowers, or basically everything they paint, but all flowers have to have two colors. She works with, like elementary school kids. All flowers have to have two colors. So I thought that was pretty cool. Rule of thumb.
Yeah, it is.
So guys, I'm just going back over there and just getting a little bit of gray, just putting them down up underneath where the flowers kind of come in and fold. Maybe a little bit down around the corners.
I just kind of have to get in there.
Just adding some shadow. And I'm going to fill this whole back spot in with the gray. And I didn't even re-dip. I just used what's on my brush, and I'm just kind of scrubbing it in.
Afraid I've gone too much on the white, but
Liz says theirs is the weekend before that, so I guess it moves depending on where you are.
So now I am going to go in between every flower, every petal, and then kind of do the same thing, just kind of brush it out into the petal that's on the other side of it. That. Same thing here, go in between. So this was the more white line on that side. So put the dark on this side, which is the shadow, and then just kind of pull it out like that. If I don't like it, I kind of...
white flowers here.
I said we'd use the scrubber on this part, and we're not. This is working really well.
Are these flowers always white in nature?
I don't think so. I think there's some other...
No, I think they, for sure, I'm pretty sure they come in like pink.
I'd never heard of it.
I have, but they're not so common here. I think it's kind of hot for here. I think they're more of a
Yeah, this
cool weather
lady
time.
lived way more north.
Yeah, it's more of a cool weather.
I had to look the flower up. She said, I want white. And anemone.
Yeah.
Anemone.
Better than me. Good Lord. my accent on top of it. Oh, Lord.
Okay. This one over here is a little bit more side angle. I'm just kind of pulling from the center, the outside, and leaving the denim in the middle. What do y'all think? Do y'all think these are a little bit easier than the other flowers? I do. I'd like to know what you think. You don't get to answer, Jerry.
Need more practice. Well, you really can't mess it up, really.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I think I'm done with the gray.
Ooh, pretty. Yeah.
Liz says the shading makes these.
Yeah, her shading is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jody said, I feel like the sunflower was easiest.
Really? You do? Well, I did put the sunflower first because I felt like it was the easiest flower because it's not such a specific flower. It's kind of wild. It's kind of a wild flower.
Yeah.
So I did feel like it was easier.
Well, and these are broader petals, so you have those more narrow.
Yeah, we did make ours kind of big though on Monday night, but okay, so we are gonna use.
I'm happy. Not perfect, but I'm happy.
Babe, will you go get some of those little ceramic bowls that are out on my black bench, and maybe a couple more knives to scoop out and take a little. Cheers, guys! A little water break. You doing okay?
What do you think? Where am I good?
I think it looks really good. I'm going to zone in over there and let them see what you've got going on. You want to see if I had chosen salmon denim, I would be okay. Why did I make it so hard on myself? I love that salmon denim that Jody did. Those look good. I really like your real freeform flower on this, the closest to me. It's so cute. I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the center of that part.
Yeah, looks really good.
Good.
This video of Troy, if I hadn't chosen salmon denim, I would be okay. Why did I make it so hard on myself?
Was it pink?
Yeah, like a pinky. Well, another one of our girls did, it was like a salmon color too. It was when we did the sunflowers, right? She did it on sunflowers, I think. Okay, so I'm going to mix up these. This is all dried paint. These are these little ceramic bowls that I use all the time. This one's cleaned out. Okay, so I'm going to use, so this is amethyst and it's like clay. Look, it's like dried, but it's still good. You just put it in and you just add a little bit of water to it. And that's like a chunk, but it doesn't matter. Now, for painting furniture, you don't want any chunks in there, but we're good. Because we're just going to...
So you think I have enough white on the flowers?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Good.
I think they look great.
Okay.
I'm going to squirt some of this. Oops, I just squirted on my... I'll let that get in there.
These are great too.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Little squirt bottles.
Control it.
Yeah.
Gosh, you got all kinds of tricks going on.
Yeah, the spray bottle's double as an iron. I'm too lazy to bust out the iron and the ironing board, so I'll just squirt my shirt down.
He's
The wrinkles.
not kidding.
Need a steamer.
I don't have a steamer. I used to.
Amazon. Somewhere.
Okay, there's your amethyst.
Oh, okay.
And you can use this as a guide as well.
Oh, okay, so we're going to go in and...
Yeah. All right, so we are going to do this flower here first, y'all. The one with the straight facing on, because it's different than this one and this one. This one has a little bit of a reflection in it. So we're going to do that first. You want to, I think, do you have a pointer like this? No? Will you go out and find her one, babe? It's probably a green handle like this, or maybe not, or you can find a brown. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to go in, get a little bit of this full body, kind of full body purple. And we're just going to paint right here in the middle. Just blot it on like so. And then while we have the purple, let's go ahead and fill out beyond this outer line, just like this. I'm stippling it so it kind of gives like a natural. So it kind of feeds out into the fabric.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, there's a little plastic thing around the brush.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I got it. So.
And by stippling it, you really are still, even though we're using kind of a full body, you're still able to get in, you know, you're pressing it into the fibers that way.
Jody hasn't ironed anything in years. Neither has Tracey.
He could not say that fast enough.
I don't know why you've known an ironing board. I have to.
Do you remember when we were dating and I would go pick up all your shirts?
Yeah, you were snowing.
And I'd bring them home and iron them all. Babe.
She was cooking all the time.
I was, but my life was very different back then. I did not run a couple of online businesses. Very, very different. I would work at the hospital a few days a week, and I'd come home and I'd have all those days off. My kids were all teenagers, so I had all this time at home to myself. I was just home with the radio blaring and drinking wine all the time. So yeah, I'd iron your clothes. Half a bottle of wine in for sure.
Well, but they looked good. Huh?
They looked really good. And I'd drive him over to his house. He was like, jackpot.
I don't have to suit up anymore.
All right, same thing on this one, guys. We are going to put like a center circle, but this one's going to have a much lighter, not quite as definitive. Not quite as definitive as the other one. And then we are also going to have an outer ring. Here.
I do the same thing, Liz. I guess it's because if we're on the road, usually there's something fancy we have to do. She says she irons more in hotel rooms than at home.
Well, plus the setup, you know. That's half ironing. It's easy setup.
So I'm not going to take this purple all the way over because this one kind of goes up in there a little bit. Can you see that? You can see it on that picture. See it here in this picture. So it's going to kind of cut up in there. So when we come back with the yellow, which we're going to, the yellow green in a minute, well, excuse me, we'll hit that little yellow part right up in there. This yellow part.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention good. Got lost.
Jody says Matt's wondering about the bait and switch.
Oh, he totally is. He thinks that's what it was.
I've been on to her for years.
No, the problem is he got me pregnant and I was with child all of a sudden, and then I had a baby to raise, and ain't nobody dying to cook a bunch of meals and iron freaking shirts when you now have 3 older kids and a baby. So, in my opinion, he should be kissing my feet. He should be ironing my clothes.
The back rub has gone away.
Would you stop? They don't hear you better if you get closer to that laptop, babe. He leans in. He's leaning in. Do what you just did. Let me show them. Do what you just did to speak. You leaned in.
I said that the back rub has gone away.
The microphone is over here, dude.
I do rub her feet.
You're gonna make me pee. Did you shake this one?
No.
Can you shake this one and open it for me, please?
Oh my God.
And you can just leave it on the lid. Like once you shake it, just leave it in the lid. We'll use the lid because we're going to use very little of that. Actually, I'm trying to think if I did. I didn't do that.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Was I supposed to put white in this
Oh,
center?
man. That's what I was just about to do. And I got purple paint. So yeah, this part right here where there's denim, guys, we're going to need a little bit of white in there. So we have white in our little tray here. And we are going to kind of fill this in with white. This is very watered down. I didn't do full body. But
Well, you really can't.
yeah.
It's not totally foolproof, but
I used to have a good friend that married a girl that was, she had a certified, she had gone through the school to become a masseuse. Not because she wanted to do it for work. I don't really know why she did that, but she came from a really wealthy family. But anyway, she never gave him a massage. Not once.
Okay, so then we're going to do our little highlight with the white that's left over here on. We're just going to kind of do like a little reflective,
I see.
little reflective touch here on the center of that.
Is that yellow or green?
We're going to do that. He just shook this up for us. Did you open it, babe? It's open. It's openable.
It's openable.
All right. So this is the limeade. I think this is what I put on y'all's list. This is what color it looks. You can mix yellow, bright yellow, and green if you have that to get this. But this one's called limeade. Okay. So I'm just going to use the same little dotter liner brush that I have here. I'm going to dip it into the limeade, full body limeade, just a little dot of it here. I'm going to come back over here and I'm just going to start laying down my little chartreusey colored dots.
Still need a little bit of white going on.
Jody says, Sonic limeades. Those are good.
Ooh,
The cherry limeade.
cherry lemon.
Haley and Trevor just got like a countertop ice machine that does like Sonic ice.
Is that a big contraption?
No, not really, but I think I might have to have one.
Especially since your Florida trip got called off.
Yeah, especially since my Florida trip got called off. I think that's right.
It's just delayed.
All right, I'm going to do the same thing over here on this one, but we're going to put it in the white, on top of the white.
It's amazing when you do these little things, what happens, isn't it? All of a sudden you have a flower.
Right?
You're a little overconfident in your timing.
Well, I'm always a little overly ambitious. Okay, and this one over here, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of the yellow into like this. Just kind of sprinkle it in there. Like that. Just a bit. And this one was still a little too wet. All right, so that's really that. And then I'm not sure, I think this is the color that I used, but it's one of the new colors. It's called Weeping Willow. And it's kind of a moss green, gray, mossy gray green. So I'm pretty sure this is what I used. And I'm going to give you the lid, and you can dip into that.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see.
And then I am just going to spray my, give a little spritz to my denim.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to use the scrubber for the stems.
Scrubber for the stems. Scrubber.
That's what I think I'm going to use.
Got it. Let's see. I need
Okay.
some green.
And I'm going to dip straight in there, and I'm going to offload it over here on my plastic tray that's got a little bit of water overspray on it.
Okay.
And then
Jody said my BFF bought one of those machines for their RV. She says that color would be good for lamb's ear too. Is that a flower?
oh yeah,
It's more like the foliage.
yeah, it's like
the
an
foliage looks like a little lamb's ear.
yeah.
Fuzzy. Very soft and fuzzy.
Yeah. I'm just kind of scrubbing this in, not doing any type of watercolor effect because we're on such a simple, small, tiny space here. So we want the denim to be wet, but we want to have control over where it's going. Unlike when we did the background when we used a lot of water, but we're still scrubbing it in. This is the smallest stem that we've done. The sunflower stem was much fatter. And then obviously the poppy stem we didn't even fill in. We just accented it. This one we are actually filling in.
Miss Tracey's got it going. Got to hurry that up here. You got it going on. I think I have shadows on the wrong side and
That's
stuff.
okay. That's all right.
Wants to come up behind me and be picky. Okay. Okay.
They'd be like, ma'am, your denim jacket, your shadows are coming from the wrong side.
Just where is that sun?
Okay, so same thing here with my leaves. I'm still going to use the scrubber. I'm going to start with these over here. And I'm going to leave, just scrub this in.
Scrub it. Scrub it. Let's see.
And we are going to come up and highlight behind this with the limeade in just a minute, but right now we're just running it into.
Still working on my center. I think it's okay though. What do you think, Miss Tracey?
That looks good.
So it's doing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
doing? Okay. What about
Looks
this
good.
one? This one needs a little more darkness, maybe.
Oh, in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, same thing here, guys. I'm just going to scrub. I love doing this on the denim. I just love this part. Okay, so I am going to put it in the upper, maybe not as much because the upper I'm going to actually bring in the lime. And maybe you don't want to, but I like bringing in a little bit of the lime because we've got the lime up here.
Okay, now I'm behind the eight ball.
You're good. You've
Okay.
got more time.
On the stem, do I do
The scrubber.
the scrubber
And that.
This one first.
And then on your tray, I just kind of offloaded. It had a little bit of water. Maybe you want to spray your tray, so you put a little bit of water on there.
Got it. Okay.
And but your denim, you want to spray where your leaves are, just a light mist.
Okay.
Okay.
Jody says she really likes this camera angle from the top. It's so easy to see what's happening.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I can't use this, when I'm doing furniture and stuff, but I do use it in Curiously Creative quite a bit when we work on our checks and stuff like that. I will use it. So Jody, when you get back in the groups, you'll see this more often. This view.
Maria Lynn's asking, did you end up getting Gap jeans for this project?
No, I did not go there today, hun. Zadie had these jeans that she wanted Matt to return for her, which sounds funny that Matt would be doing the returns, but he does because I don't like returns that irritate me. So I was like, wait, let me see those. What size are those? And why are you returning those? Those are the perfect color and those feel good. I'm going to use those in my class. Do not return those. So I just use these. I wish I could wear them. Okay, so now I'm going to dip into my limeade a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to offload it on the tray. And then I'm just going to come over here on the outer side of each leaf and just scrub in a second color so that it's not so flat. start really light and then kind of, step back from it and decide if you want to go back and add more and make it stronger, which I know I'm going to, but I'm just trying to lead by example. Okay, I'll touch a little bit of it up on the upper leaf as well, just a smidge. Crazy how just adding a little tiny highlight like that makes such a difference. And if you want, you can even go in and add a little bit of this to your stem. If any of it looks a little lifeless to you, just add that little touch of a highlight and it'll just wake it right up. Okay, so I know I want more over here, so I'm going to just go ahead and do another little dip and roll.
She said maybe Zibby will want them back. They're beautiful.
She just doesn't seem to want it. She'll model my pieces for me and she tells me they're beautiful, but it's just not. I wish she had the personality where she'd say, well, I don't care what anyone thinks, but she doesn't. It's going to be what's on trend only. But thank you.
She used to be like that.
Who?
Zadie.
Yeah, but you grow up. You're like that when elementary school, and slowly but surely, one kid at a time, you get knocked down, You get knocked down, but you can get up again.
Jody says it may change when she gets older.
Yeah, I think it will. Okay, this gets darker right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's because there's a seam underneath. So I don't know if y'all can tell, but I lift. So if you start hitting a seam, it's under the other leg or anything like that, and it's causing a color difference, that bugs me. So I just lift, and then you don't hit that. Then you can kind of scrub it out. And then you don't get that. You can kind of get rid of that color difference. Now I'm just kind of going over all of it so it's not such a drastic difference.
Liz wanted to do, she wanted to do something for her little granddaughter, but she won't wear denim.
Sophie was like that. My oldest granddaughter, she didn't.
Feel?
Yes, Sophie didn't like how it felt. Sophie has really sharp hip bones, and she's always had she has a really high waist and super long legs, and her hip bones are very, they jut out since she was a little bitty. She can't stand the way any denim hits on her hip bones. She got jeans for school. Remember them out the other day? Mm-hmm. It's the first pair of jeans she's had in forever. Real jeans.
My daughter would not wear jeans. She wanted dresses or skirts.
Why'd she not like them? She didn't like how they felt?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it, but she just likes dresses to this day. She hardly ever wears jeans. She's just a dresses person. Didn't matter. I was that way with socks.
Oh my gosh, you remember Zadie wouldn't wear socks? Oh my gosh. She would just go nuts. She would lose her bonkers in her room. And she didn't want to wear anything but sandals, not a closed-toed shoe. And for school, you have to wear a closed-toed shoe. And I was like, Matt, what are we going to do when she starts school? I'm never going to get her in class. She's never going to... she would just fall on the floor and lose it.
Well, see, I couldn't stand how those, the seam in your socks.
Yeah, it had to be, it would hit her toes.
Perfect.
So we had to buy those seamless socks for her.
Because there's no fixing it.
You remember the pajamas that have the built-in feet with the sandbags on the bottom?
I don't remember. You always talk about the ones with the sandbags. I don't remember sandbags on the bottom. That's really weird.
Beads, I guess. Little cushion beads.
So they don't trip. Slide or something.
I hated those.
I'm going to heat gun this, guys, and see if we can get it dry enough that I can do the oil-based pin for y'all. I'm going to do that.
This is, a lot of kids that don't like to wear different things. There's a bunch of dance shirts, leggings, and biker shorts.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, now the kids now Zadie lives in, yeah, leggings for sure. She just left the house in biker shorts, as a matter of fact. All right, I'm going to raise this up a little bit, y'all, for just a minute so I can get under here and heat gun this.
Looks good.
I did this one a little bit different. I ended up making this full on where this one was more of a side view, but oh well. If I can get it dry enough, we will.
I guess it's funny, you know, Lynn says when your granddaughters can't stand the soft scene and your grandsons don't like jeans.
That's weird. Oh, what do you do when your grandsons don't like jeans? I guess they wear basketball shorts and leggings. I mean, it's clearly a tactile thing, and Zadie is still to this day very tactile conscious. Like, everything has to feel comfortable. She likes, how many blankets does she sleep with, Matt? Like 5 every night. And her dog, and a weighted stuffed animal, sometimes a weighted blanket. Yeah, she really, and everything has to be soft and fluffy. Nothing, she's super picky. She even puts a fluffy blanket down on her bed, lays on the fluffy blanket, and covers up with another fluffy blanket. Like, no sheets. I say she's going to have to marry a guy that's got really hairy. That he's really hairy. So she'll find comfort in him, you know? Yeah. She'll be like, ooh, you're not fluffy enough.
Let it flow, pink party. So can you tell me the name of your phone cover again when you got it?
Yes, it's called Canva, Canva. I ordered it off of Instagram, to be honest. It was a click here, you know, and that's where I ordered it from. I don't have any type of affiliation with them or anything, but I love it. I think she's talking about this one. It is cool, right?
The light?
And it's a light, guys. It's a light too, the phone holder.
Oh, that's
So, yeah. So let me show y'all real quick. Let me give you a little, I don't know if I did this the other night. So, sorry. Okay, so this, it comes with a clip that it'll attach. There's these little holes. So you can put a clip on it to clip your phone, or you can put a magnet. If you take your case off your phone, all phones will stick to this. But I have a case that has, my case is magnetized and it fits perfect on here. Wow. So if you want this, you have to order this separate. This base is separate. You order either a clip where it clips on a table, which I also have, or you order a base, and it's weighted, but it's not quite heavy enough if my arm wants to go out super long, so we weighted it down. But it's a light. So it's putting light here as well, and it changes, gets dim, or it changes like tones, blue, yellow, white, and then this is brighter.
Oh, wow.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I was thinking, before cell phones, you'd have to have cameras.
Yeah.
All kinds of.
Well, there really wasn't much online stuff anyway for.
No.
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 That was definitely more the Bob Ross teaching style day, I guess. You'd have a TV studio. Yeah. This fancy, right? Fancy. Okay, I think we'll see. We'll see if it's dry enough. I don't know. It might run. We'll see. So this is the package, and y'all asked what it was called. It just says Painters. And when I search on here somewhere one day, I was like, what? This is an Elmer's product. because people are always asking me who it's by. Made in USA, Newell, somewhere it said Elmer's on it. I don't know where. Anyway, medium painter's pen. Medium point is my favorite. So let's get this open. While Jerry's working over there. It does look really good on the back of that jacket in that panel. It's going to look so good with a different flower in every panel. I'm loving it. A couple of you guys are doing that, and I just love it. Okay.
I think it'll be interesting that way.
It was on
instead
here.
of one.
Opaque paint marker, and it is oil-based. So you do have to shake.
Yeah. Okay, did you put the lighter on the stems too?
I did. I went and touched those as well. Oops. Okay. So, you know, any of these paint markers, I'm sure y'all know this, but they come out like this, and so you have to, you know, have to prime that tip, which I'm super not patient about.
Well, that's okay. You have a ton of patience for others.
Thanks. Oh no, I got white. Stop it. I bought white. It has a white tip. What a bozo. Okay, I bought white. Well, I'll just use this one. All right.
Make it work, make it work.
So I'll use this one. This one I think is the fine because this is medium. By the way, the white painter's marker on here is crap on denim. It does not do well. I don't know why.
Jody's asking if you're using your teeth. What does that mean?
Oh, yes, I did. How'd she know that? How'd she know? I opened the lid with my teeth. I did. Don't fuss at me. This is the fine point. I don't like it as much for the denim. Oh, this one's not even working. Well, let's just try everything over here. Is this black? Yes. All right, this one will work. This one will work. We'll see if it's not too wet. If it's wet, it'll run. And I'm not real particular. See, it ran right there. It's a little too wet still. I do this really fast.
Oh, the outlining.
And I don't care if it goes right over the marker or not. I don't care if it shows a little bit. I kind of like the doodle aspect of it.
Get more spontaneity when you keep it moving, huh?
Like that right there, that doesn't bother me. But to each his own. I think in this one I did have this line drawn. And I even re-outline the stems. Can they see up here, babe?
Yep.
So you shouldn't have to push too hard. This one's better than the one I used last night. You shouldn't have to push hard to get it to work. You should be able to just run it across. See how none of that's perfect?
That's great.
But I like it like that. Thank you.
I think I need some more highlights.
What's that? Are you stressing? Don't stress.
No stressing. I'm just wondering if I need more white or more pink on the background to make them show up a little bit.
Looks good.
Thank you. I think not bad for not having painted in a long time. Long
You got
time.
some on your sleeve.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it's gonna get more paint on it.
You got a painting sweater.
Yeah, my paint's better.
So you just want to be sure that your fabric is pretty dry. It'll run a little bit if it's not, but mine's doing pretty good.
This says I was just thinking I bought black when I saw your white.
So what did she get?
I think she got black.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Don't know what I was thinking. Well, I was at the, I know what I was thinking. I was at the store with Haley and Harlow today. And Harlow was like, Gigi, can I get that? Gigi, can I get this?
Sadie's at a pet store.
Oh, mercy. I think they had a fish die yesterday.
Does that qualify?
Does what?
Does the fish qualify as a pet?
Yeah, well, he got a new fish tank, and they've had 2 fish deaths recently. So they may be getting a new fish.
Well, many years ago, I was at my sister's, and we both had, at that time, very bright orange hair. And they had a big, you know what an Oscar fish is?
Mm-hmm.
Big, so she had one Oscar in the tank. And so she walks through the room, and the Oscar looks at her. And then I walk behind her a few seconds later. Not the cat. The fish does a double take.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, he did.
That is so
He
funny.
literally did a double take, yes.
My roommate in college had a huge fish tank, and the only thing that was in it was that Oscar.
Yeah.
And it lived on, it would eat pizza.
Oh my God, did I do anything else? Let's
leftover,
look.
you know, French fries. That fish ate anything.
Well,
I think we're good. I think that's all we did.
Okay.
Did
Trying to
I?
get a little more pink in, but it don't matter.
I think that's it, you guys. So all you have to do on this one is let it completely dry, and then you are going to sand it, which I'm going to do right now for y'all on another pair, since I got to do the marking. So I hope y'all like this. I hope y'all like this one. I'm going to set this aside and bring over. Matt, will you bring me the rock and roll poppies?
Yeah.
The rock and roll poppies.
Somebody will love it.
I hope
They
so.
look a lot more vibrant under that light.
I did work on them.
Oh.
I worked on them a lot.
Yeah, maybe more highlights.
And let's see. Let's get rid of the. Will you move that tray, baby?
Can you get it?
And then pull this up. Pull that up. There we go. There we go. Can they see all of that?
I wonder if you put some metallic paint, like in the middle of the flowers, like some silver or something.
I'm not sure. I think when we do the paint splatter, it really does. So for some reason, when you put the paint splatter on, the white, the very bright, vivid white paint splatters, it really will help lift that a little bit. Okay, so
What are you doing to those?
will you hand me the
Oh, Sandy.
this? Love this one, Melissa says. Which one, Melissa? The white ones that we just finished? Okay, these are rad pads. I never can remember which is super fine. So I think the yellow is super fine. What is the red? Very fine. Yeah, the yellow is the most fine of the rad pads. I don't know if y'all have ever seen those, but they're by Surf Prep. And they're great for denim.
Yeah.
It's the darker colors that make it rock and roll. It is. It is. It is. Okay, so what I do is I just start, I'm kind of at a, I can't really do this with y'all above, but you want to make sure there's nothing hard underneath that's going to catch. But I just lay this flat and I just drag straight down just like that. And if you want a really distressed look, you can do that. I mean, these might actually look good really distressed, but I don't usually rub back and forth, but I'll go one way and then the other way. Okay, you want to stand up, Jerry, and fill that?
Yeah, let's see, because it makes a big difference. Let's see.
See? Isn't that crazy? I did 4 swipes. I just went down twice and up twice.
It just makes
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And then this you don't really need to. Like this doesn't even
Yeah.
feel that. I mean, it doesn't even,
No.
but I will. I'll do it anyway. You can go sideways if you want. Doesn't matter, but now feel. It doesn't feel like there's anything on there.
It's great. Oh, no. It's just so surprising.
I know, right? So I like the rub pads for denim a lot more than I do. The sanding sponges that Dixie Belle has, they work as well.
Just want to know where you bought those, the red hat.
I think they have them on Dixie Belle's website. You can get them from Surf Prep, but I think they have them on Dixie Belle's website
I
too.
bet you once you put those, wear them, I bet it looks really cute. You know?
I don't know. We'll see. You want to hand me the sunflowers and I'll do those too.
Yeah.
And then I'll trade you. You just keep working, Jerry. You just keep on working.
Well, just, well, it's kind of nice to get back from it a few feet.
Oh, we talked about that on the first night, that when you are working on something, it's really helpful to take a break. Here, babe, will you take the top? Take a break, walk away, go to the bathroom, come back and look at it from a different angle, and you'll really appreciate it.
Yeah, you do, because I'm like, oh, it looks better.
Right? You get so close to it.
Yeah.
Kathy says Dixie Belle doesn't carry the surf pads anymore.
Oh, they don't? Okay, I didn't know that. The Surf Prep pads, I didn't know that.
I mean,
So probably just from Surf Prep. I don't know where else, but the sanding sponges work really well from Dixie Belle as well. Okay, same thing on this one. These are huge. These are so big. I got really carried away.
I like them, though. I think
Really
on the
carried away.
overalls,
Yeah.
I think
I've never done them this big.
why not?
I don't know, but now I have. If you want, you can go back side to side if you want. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how much distressing you want to do on them. Some people like to just rub and take some of it off, and give it like a really aged look. Yeah. This might look really good with the sunflower. You want to do that? So that's that. So then what you would do on these is you want to heat set it. You want to heat set it first. So you can either just throw them in the dryer, or you can, I've never done that. I always iron them. I just lay them down and I put a cup towel or a pillowcase over them, and I just iron, just real slow with no steam setting. And I just let that set. You're not only setting the paint, you're setting that oil-based marker and the Sharpie marker. The Sharpie marker sets with that heat as well. So that's super important. And then when that's done, you can just leave it and don't wash it for a month, and then you're good to go. Or if you're wanting to quit, get out the door, you're going to hang it on a rack and sell it, and you want to be more secure about that it's going to stay, you can use the Easy Peasy Spray Wax. And I just put it in a bowl like this, and I brush it on with a brush over it. So
She's asking, so do you let it dry first, then heat set it, and then sand?
no.
You sand and then heat.
You let it dry, just like this. So let's say we just finished this. Y'all watched. We just finished. Let's say it's dry. I did my marker on it. Then I let that dry. And then I get my sanding pad and I sand it. And then I heat set it. And then you can either just let it go from there, or you can put the Easy Peasy Spray Wax on it to set it. But you don't have to. That's it. And that's it, folks. That's it. Baby, you want to come get the camera? And let's check in on her real quick. Miss Jerry's. It looks really good. Looks so good. Can't believe she's going to have 3 types of flowers back there on that. I love it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you go, baby.
Yeah, just
Just what I needed.
It goes so fast, right?
It does.
Doesn't it feel like the time has just flown by?
Yeah. It
Woo!
5 till 9.
Yeah.
So I went an hour over again.
An hour.
But you got the outlining and you got the sanding.
Right. So you don't have to go back. And
Voila.
do that. Oh, that's pretty.
Right?
Boy, that outlining makes it pop.
Right? Doesn't it?
Ah, yeah.
That's why I like it.
Yeah,
Some
it
people don't,
really-
but
No, it makes it pop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Susie says, okay, thanks. Lori Wakeman says, love the classes. And let it paint party, or let it flow. Thank you, great class.
Thank y'all. Thank you so much for being here and for being here all 3 nights. And just thanks for trusting me. I know you work hard for your money and I appreciate you supporting my business. And I hope that you can take this and do something with it. I hope it just brings you peace, or if you've got a business, it's something that you want to try to share and teach others as well, or maybe offer these products. I don't know, but whatever, share. We're all here to share. And so I just really appreciate it. And I thank you for being here. And I hope you will take more classes in the future. Don't forget, I have a group called Curiously Creative. We meet once a month at least. Usually twice a month, where we do small projects. We don't do furniture painting. We do small, like home decor or holiday items. And we'd love to have you in there as well. It is a subscription group. I think it's $24.99 a month. So we'd love to have you in there as well. Otherwise, just stay tuned. If you're on my email list, you'll get an email like Jerry did, letting people know about future classes that come around. And don't forget to say hello on social media. Do not stop sharing in the group. Please share, network with each other, whatever you want to do. We'll leave it open for a few more weeks and then we'll let you know. It won't just be gone one day. We'll let you know when we're going to close it. We'll give you the link to where you can find all 3 of these classes for later if you want to refresh later. And Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Chris
Matt.
Blair says, thank you. I learned so much. This was my first paint on denim, and I used all dark denim.
Oh, really? Did you do all of the florals on all darks, Chris? I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to see what you did. I don't know if I would have struggled so much if I hadn't done light first. So I'm curious. I want to see them, see how they turned out.
Kathy says, thank you for the knowledge. Melissa Liz says, loved it all. Thank you, sweet Tracy.
Thank you,
Kathy
Melissa.
says, thank you. It's been wonderful. Hearts from Susie. Thank you very much. This was so fun. Next time, mic the hubby so we can hear the banter too.
Yeah, I guess we need to get like a
How
dual.
do you do that?
I think they make like a piggy tail.
Oh, okay.
A piggy tail from the plug. That's a really good idea. I wonder if we can do that. I'm not sure. We'll check into that.
Okay.
Or he could just sit right here.
Chris says, thanks, Matt, for your help too. You're welcome. Thank you. Loved it. Love it.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the group. Okay. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good Saturday night. Bye.